Do you want to know something pretty heartbreaking?
Kind of not.
Well, it's not that heartbreaking.
All right.
But it's something I knew it would be the case. So yesterday,
Yeah.
I invested £50 into Spotify stock.
Right.
Today, I've made more money than I have on all of my streams combined. Yeah, so I don't know. Is that an episode there? Is there an episode to that?
Just fishing for episodes. Oh my God, that's brilliant.
So
that's
you're better
amazing.
off putting your money into Spotify stock because you get more money back.
Welcome to the Poolhouse podcast. Poolhouse.
Hi, my name's Jake, and this is the Poolhouse podcast. I'm here with my co-host, Andy. Andy,
How
introduce
we doing,
yourself. Yeah, good.
This is the first episode. Chop this up and then just... Right, that's an introduction. Now let's actually talk.
You can hear how good we are at this. You've got to start somewhere. The reason we wanted to kind of do this was we catch up pretty much every Friday and discuss where our current lack of music career is. And
He's for shots fired early doors.
We catch up every Friday to sort of discuss how we push forward with our music career, trying to navigate the ever-changing landscape that is the music industry. We both used to be in pop-punk, emo bands back in the day and have transitioned into being producers.
So that brings us to now, mate.
That brings us to now, where at this point I've released 3 songs.
And I've also released 3 songs with 3 solo songs under the name 1816. And I've got my 4th scheduled for November the 12th. So how did we get to this point, Jake?
I mean, I wanted to do a solo project mainly because after producing for years, I realized that I had little control over the release of music after I had produced the music, and kept growing increasingly frustrated with the fact that I didn't have that control. Maybe it was born out of frustration that I wanted to do this solo project, but also I think I lost my way a little bit by not having my own creative outlet. Now, having a creative outlet has given me sort of newfound confidence, and I feel more like myself again, which I think I lost for a little while. I don't know what your reasoning was, Andy.
Very similar. I've written for many a year, either be it live instruments or on the laptop, and obviously recently with everything happening, you sort of get locked away and you've got nothing to do but mess around on your laptop. Myself, I don't sing, so I kind of had to discover, I guess, a genre or a type of music or a way of feeling comfortable to release music without vocals at this stage. And that sort of breakthrough came at the start of this year, 2021. So since then, I've sort of felt confident that you can release music without a vocal. I mean, who needs lead singers anyway? So I think it was discovery of bands like Bicep that are big influences. I think you showed me them, actually. I think you showed me Glue, is it? The first one you showed me?
I heard it on Radio 1, and I think it was Dance Anthems or something.
Really underground them.
No, yeah, but it was like they were playing it and it sort of stuck out because it was like atmospheric, not just like a dance banger. I don't know. It just called out to me. I was like, this is something Andy could do.
Yeah, no, totally. So obviously since you sent me that, that's when I just set about basically trying to copy them like everyone in music does. And that's got me to the point now where, with 3 releases and the 4th coming soon. So, but obviously previous to all of this, we've both done a lot of things in bands for many years. So we come into this lucky enough to have equipment and bits and pieces and knowledge and things like that help us do these releases now. So I guess another point of this catch up, it would be able to also help other people that maybe haven't had the experiences that we've had, or maybe are also stuck with which direction they're going to take things. And then maybe our catch ups can help other people catch up, I suppose.
Yeah. So I think the interesting thing about music is like, we have a lot of experience from doing a certain thing, which was of a certain time, which was DIY bands, touring around the country as many times as you can. And since then, since going to producing or doing slightly different styles of music, that landscape has kind of changed. So I personally find myself having a lot of knowledge, but don't want to become a dinosaur. I feel like it's just, you got to have your finger on the pulse with everything. Like, I already feel like I'm left behind with TikTok. I know your finger's on the pulse with TikTok, Andy.
I'm down with the kids, Jake. Yeah, that is correct.
It's something I'm always interested in, but pretty much nowadays, moving into like a producer artist role, it is less about traveling around playing gigs, because I mean, I can't even play my songs live yet. So who knows when I'll even play a show. So even from the offset, it's like, or from the outset, what's the word?
Either one I think's fine, mate, for the purposes of episode 1. Well, I'm sure you'll be given grace on that.
No, even from releasing music and knowing what to do with it, it's very different to coming from playing shows and selling CDs. Now
What's the CD?
Essentially now, music's free. It's as simple as that. So you put all this time and heart and passion into making music because music's great, but nowadays you have to market it and figure out how to do that with the smallest budget. And I'm interested in all of that, but it is hard to know where to spend your pounds.
Yeah, and I mean, this might be very presumptuous of me on episode 1, 12 and a half minutes in, but we're also open to, if other people listen to this and have ideas of what we should be doing or what we could be doing better or anything like that, because we are all on the similar, if you're in music, you're all on the same journey, you're just probably at different points. So
yeah, for sure.
Help is welcomed.
Right, should we call it done?
Is that it? Is that a podcast? Is that what they call a podcast nowadays?
It wasn't half bad. It was all right. So yeah, we don't know where this podcast is going to go, but we've got quite a few friends in the industry who hopefully we can catch up with, and hopefully they can share their experiences and we can learn off them as well. Because I, for one, don't like asking for things. I've never been that kind of person, which I should be, because that's the way people get ahead in the music industry. But I'm going to use this as a way to ask those questions, because it feels like I'm giving something back to them. But yeah, whether it's producers, guitar techs, or managers, who knows? We don't know. And maybe we'll go into like deep dives of the work that me and Andy have done together, and also our own projects as well. I mean, from my point of view, I'm hoping that Poolhouse can become a community of producers and friends, and just extensions of me and Andy. Over the years, you get so like head down, focused on just always doing your own thing. But I'd really love to sort of reunite with people who've just done incredibly well, and just hear their stories, and also hopefully bring different kinds of people together who have, maybe I know and Andy hasn't met, or vice versa.
I think as well, just lastly on that as well, is that Poolhouse isn't just this podcast. It's bigger than all of that. It can mold and be the vessel in many different avenues, and we just want to basically explore that and invite as many friends along for the ride as possible, I think.
Yeah, I've always wanted to create this group of people who just have like-minded outlook on life, but it's really hard to pin down, especially at this age. I think, families become more important, as they should, but if this is a way of just keeping people under an umbrella where they feel like they've got, not only creatively, but a support unit, because it can get really tough when you release a song and it has, like my new song has.
You're going to show it off. You're going to show off now, aren't you?
89 streams. So,
yeah.
You do second guess, and like sometimes, you just need to hear from people who you respect and just be like, no, you're heading in the right direction, or the complete opposite. Like, I preferred what you did on your last song, Mm-hmm. So yeah, I'd like to create that sort of honest group of people, sort of lean on, I guess. But we'll see. That's what I'd like. But what about you, Andy?
Couldn't care less about any of that. No, joking. No, of course. Yeah, no, we've spoke many a times, and that is what you want it to be. I mean, being in the arts, or I don't know, that's quite a posh way of saying it, I suppose, isn't it? But I want to cover sort of all mediums, like Jake said. So being in that sort of arts thing is not always, well, it's very hard, isn't it? Like even a dancer, a singer, a painter, a photographer, they all are very glamorized, but they're all very, very, very hard to like become successful in. Like the combination of talent and drive and pretty much doing every job in your business, like all these things are very, very hard. So just further to your point, Robbins, is just a community that helps. They're, like you say, they're there to lean on. Just that help. And I guess coming from the backgrounds that we came from, people did help each other out, but it's still like an insular thing, and you worried like, oh, they're doing this or they're doing that, or
it's quite a competitive thing, which is good, but it was sometimes in the negative aspect. And
I think when you get to this stage in your careers or in your lives, you just want to eradicate that completely from anyone's journey in the arts. So yeah, a community where people can help, connections, networking, whatever. It's just a vessel for anything artsy that is sort of loosely connected or 6 degrees of separation from me and you. So I don't actually know if we really describe what we mean, but I feel like we both mean the same thing.
I don't think we did. But I think that's because, I think we both have grand ideas of what we'd like it to become. In reality, it will probably become something else, because you kind of try and drive it in one way and it naturally takes its course. But, I like the fact that at least we've started this together, because we're at a similar stage in what we're trying to do, even though they're, musically quite different. It at least makes me feel like we're going into, I'm going into it with someone and we're going into it together, which, when you get 3, 4, 5, 6 songs in and the numbers are what they are and not going the right direction necessarily, you're going to need that person just to be like, what do I do?
Yeah. Or just when someone says, yeah, it's the same for me, as almost as comforting as the answer the solution. Yeah.
Mine and Andy's sort of parallel journey is being producer artists, which, we've spoken for years of trying to get to. But this year, in a weird way, thanks to lockdown, allowed us to actually do it. So Song of the Week is a song that I co-wrote with our fellow friend Max Britton and the amazing band Boy Bleach. It's called Perfect Guy. I mean, it's an absolute tune. So if you haven't heard it, please check that out. We're going to try feature a Song of the Week, and it might be something we've done, it might be something our friends done, or it might just be something that we're just really digging that week. So yeah, this week it's at the Boy Bleach on Instagram, and yeah, on Spotify, just Boy Bleach, Perfect Guy. Go stream it, check it out. Hey, so if you want to send us an email, we've got an email address, which is poolhouseproducers@gmail.com. That's the first that Andy is hearing of it.
We've got an email. This is more professional than I thought it was going to be, Robbins. Thank you.
We want to hear from you. Even if there's one person listening to this and has liked anything we've said or has questions or wants to give us advice, we're game for all of that.
Right, have a nice weekend.
Yeah, you too, mate. Laters.